Have you ever encountered the unsupported file error while browsing through your SP? I encountered this error multiple times, and that led me to search on Google and Reddit, and I came across this support page on Rollins website. This page states that when importing from card, the SP404 Mark II supports 16-bit linear wave files, and it also says that when the files are imported, the samples are converted into 48 kHz 16-bit. So I figured that I should convert all of my loops and sample packs into 16-bit 48 kHz so that I don't encounter any such unsupported file error while I'm in the creative zone and browsing through my SP looking for good sounds to work with. Now, manually converting everything would take a lot of time, and that's why I wrote a small Python script which I'm sharing with you. This script is available on GitHub. I'll share the link in the description as well. It's a simple script. What it does is you provide the path to your folder, and it recursively iterates through that folder and any other folder within that folder and converts all the files and replaces them with 16-bit 48 kHz versions of themselves. So to illustrate how this utility works, I will demonstrate it on a particular folder which I have on my SP404. It's this folder called 32-bit samples. I copied it specially just for this particular video. So all the files within it are 32-bit files. So you see it's a 32-bit sample with a sample rate of 44.1 kHz, and similarly other files would be at similar sample rates and bit rates, etc. So what I'll do is I'll go back to my GitHub repository page, click on code, download the zip file. Before I use that utility, I'll need to install a couple of different items on my system. Python, these are all open source projects, so feel free to download them as per the instructions listed on their particular webpage. So what you will need is a copy of Python installed on your system, FFmpeg. This is the library which actually takes care of converting your files from one format to another, and then FFmpeg Python, which is a Python wrapper over FFmpeg. Okay, back to the folder. So I have this folder downloaded. It's available here. I'll open this folder in terminal. Now the instructions that you follow on Windows might be a little different, but the gist is the same. You need to go to this particular folder wherein you have downloaded the converter.py file. Open up command line. Then you have to say Python 3. Depending on your installation, you might have to write Python or Python 3, and then you specify converter.py. If you press enter, it will ask you to provide a directory path and it will just close. So what I'll do is I'll again type the command, then I'll provide path to the directory wherein I have this problem. So right now it's on my SD card. Under the import folder, I have this directory called 32-bit samples. Now as soon as I press enter, it will give me a warning that okay, it will do a deep scan, every file will be replaced. So I will say continue yes. And now this process will take a couple of minutes depending on the amount of files, the size of files, and as well as the speed of your system, your CPU speed. And once it is done, all of those sample files will be converted into 16-bit 48 kHz files. So now I'll go back to my SD card just to quickly verify whether everything is as per expectation or not. I come back to this folder, import 32 bits, and look at the same file, alarm sfx. As you can see, it is 16 bits, 48 kHz now. And now all I have to do is eject my SD card, put it back into my SP, and have fun with my sounds.